Hello, welcome back. We're on to negative powers now. So negative powers are really weird. They look weird. Why should a negative be in a power? All the other stuff we've looked at, it's been about how many of that number is being multiplied by that number. And a negative, that is a weird concept. But the best way to see what this does to a number is to look over here. I've got all of the 2 powers from 3 downwards. Okay, so we've got 2 to the power of 3 is 2, 2 to the power of 2 is 4, 2 to the power of 1 is 2, and 2 to the power of 0 is 1. But anything to the power of 0 is 1. Please, please, please never forget that. Now, what we're going to do is look at the pattern. As the powers have decreased by 1 each time, my answer has been being divided by 2. Now that makes sense because there were 3 2's here. Now there's only 2 2's. That is a multiplication of 2 less each time. So I am dividing by 2 every single time I reduce a power of 2. Now, if I have 2 to the power of minus 1 underneath, well, my pattern suggests that I am going to divide by 2 here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I have an answer of 1/2, okay? Now, this is what the negative does. It becomes, a key word here, reciprocal. It becomes a reciprocal of the base number. So 2 to the power of negative 1 will become 1/2. If I had 2 to the power of negative 2, you might be able to follow this on the pattern here. You might know the answer already. Okay, that's really good. But for those of you who aren't spotting it, I'm going to have a reciprocal here of what the base number is. Okay, so I definitely know that the base number is currently not a fraction. It's going to become a fraction, but there is a power of 2 here as well. If you have your power of 2 over here, we know that that's involving 4. So it is going to become 1/4. A way you can think of this concept is that you are going to square the number, but then have a reciprocal of what happens. Okay, reciprocal meaning it's like a change of the numerator and the denominator is the way to think of it. Final one, before we do some questions, is 2 to the power of 3. Again, it's going to be following that pattern. I'm dividing by 2, dividing by 2. Okay, we know 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So we know 8 is going to be involved. We know it's going to be a fraction because of that negative. And so we plot 1/8. Okay, right, we're going to see if we can do some questions now based on this. All right, so let's try 3 to the power of negative 1. So remember, 2 to the power of negative 1 became 1/2 using the same concept. 3 to the power of negative 1 is going to become 1/3. All right. Next one is 4 to the power of negative 2. Now again, negative 2 here, we're going to square it and then have the reciprocal. So we square 4, which is 16. And then it's going to be a 1 on the numerator. Okay, final one is 5 to the power of negative 3. So now we've got to know our cube numbers because there's a power of 3 in the top. So 5 cubed is 125. So I know that's going to be involved. And then there's going to be a power of 1, not power of 1, apologies, a 1 on the top. All right, final one I'm going to leave you with, because it's got to get you thinking, is if my base number is a fraction. So let's say, for example, I have 1/6, and I'm going to put a bracket because it just makes sure that all of this is to the power of negative 1. What would be the reciprocal of 1/6? Well, a reciprocal is basically an interchange of the numerator and the denominator. So I've got 6 divided by 1. But whenever we have a division of 1, that's just a normal number. We don't want that. So it would just become 6. Okay? Likewise, if I had, let's keep it the same, 1/6 to the power of negative 2. We know there's going to be the reciprocal, but we're also squaring it. So this one would just become 36. Okay, find some negative powers and go give it a practice. All the best. Bye.